So this is for question 5 in the Google form. And it reads, a rectangular garden measuring 12 meters by 16 meters is to have a walkway installed around it with a width of X meters, as shown in the diagram below. Together, the walkway and the garden should have an area of 396 square meters. Find the width of the walkway, and then enter your answers with just the number of units, and do not abbreviate the units. So in order to find the solution, the answer, we have to first write an equation to represent the area of this problem. So it's going to give us kind of a couple key, dimensions. And the first is going to be a rectangular garden. It's 12 meters by 16 meters. And that's important, and you can note the 16 and the 12 below. Now, the entire rectangle, we'll say the larger rectangle, the entire area of the garden, including the walkway, is 396 meters. So we know the area of this total is 396 meters. Now, when we're setting up this equation, we have to pay close attention to these x's, because we have x, and an additional x, and x, meaning each dimension is 2x larger. So we have to do plus 2x to represent the fact that we have each of those widths x meters wide. So if we're writing an equation, well, we know area is length times width. So once again, we're saying, well, let's write an equation. Area is length times width. We know what the area is, and the area happens to be 396 equals. Now we have to come up with an expression for the length, and by length, we're essentially saying how long the large rectangle is. We know it's 16 meters for the garden from here to here, and then once again, it's an additional x meters on each side. So we're essentially saying 16 plus x, and once again plus x, is an expression that represents the length of this walkway, including the garden. So if we write an expression that's x plus 16 plus x, in other words, an expression for the garden would be 2x plus 16. Now, once again, we have to write an expression for the width, and by width, we're referring to how wide the object is. And once again, it's going to tell us from here to here is 12 meters, so the width of the garden is 12. And then take into account that there's an additional x meters wide on the top and the bottom for that walkway. So we're writing an expression for the width. Once again, we have x plus x would give us 2x, so we have to account for that walkway. Plus 12 is the expression that would represent the width of this walkway, including the garden. So we actually have the expression or the equation for the area. 396 equals 2x plus 16 times 2x plus 12. Now, in order to solve a equation, we have to first set it equal to 0. So we're going to be dealing with a quadratic equation. It must first be set equal to 0. The first step we're going to do here is, I'm not going to subtract 396 right off the bat. I'm going to first FOIL. So when I FOIL, I'll then subtract 396 and set my equation equal to 0. So if we FOIL this out, we'll do 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 12 is 24x. 16 times 2x is 32x. And then 16 times 12 would end up giving us 192. And then don't forget we have the 396. That's the total area. So we'll combine next, so we can actually combine those two amounts. So we're going to be left with 396 equals, and we have 4x squared plus 56x plus 192. Now we'll set our equation equal to 0, so we'll subtract 396 from each side, and I'm just going to add a new page. So we have, once again, 396 equals 4x squared plus 56x plus 192. So once again, we're going to subtract 396 from each side of our equation. And if you're saying, why are we subtracting? To solve a quadratic equation, it must equal 0. So now it equals 0. So we have 0 equals, and we have 4x squared plus 56x minus 204. So now we're ready to factor, and once we factor this quadratic, we can then find our solutions for x. So in order to factor, always ask yourself, starting off, is there a GCF I could pull out, I can factor out? Well, there is, and it happens to be 4. So make it easier on yourself and factor out that GCF if possible. So in this case, we're going to have plus 14x, and then last but not least, minus 51. So we factor out that 4, we end up with the following. Now we're going to factor this trinomial. Okay, so now we want to factor this trinomial. So we have 0 equals, we pulled out that 4. And now we're factoring the trinomial. So we're thinking of two numbers that give us a product of negative 51. And for it to be negative 51, it has to be a positive and a negative factor. And then that gives us a sum of positive 14. That larger factor must be positive, because if we're adding that sum to come out to be positive, the larger factor must be positive. So giving us some hints. We have definitely x, we know, and we have x, and now we're thinking of factors. So let's think, well, there's I guess not many choices for negative 51. We'll try, in this case, let's try positive 17, and let's try negative 3. Okay, negative 3 times 17 gives us negative 51. If we add it together, we get positive 14. So that's factored form. Once we have factored form, now we're taking each one of these binomials, and we're setting it equal to 0. So we have x minus 3. We're setting each to 0. And now we're solving. So our solutions are when x is negative 17 and when x is positive 3. Now only one solution that makes sense. We're talking about measurement here. Meters. Has to be positive. This negative doesn't apply. We can't have negative 17 meters as a width. So our final answer would be 3 meters. So this is the last question on the Google form, and it's going to read, you are standing on a cliff 1,296 feet high, and tragedy strikes. So you drop your most prized possession, your cell phone. How long will it take until your phone hits the ground and is shattered into a million tiny pieces? So no case will save your phone from that height. In order to solve this problem, we're going to use the formula, this vertical motion model. H equals negative 16t squared plus vt plus c. We've seen that before. It's going to look a little bit different for this problem. If you watch the video, you'll probably notice something different, or something different's going to happen, I guess, with that vt, and we'll talk about that in a second. Let's just start off and let's note, so a couple important things. The initial height in this case is going to be 1,296 feet. We drop, and I'm just going to underline that drop because that's going to be important. We drop our phone, so it's not launched at initial velocity. We're just dropping it. And it's going to ask us how long will it take to hit the ground. Now, by hit the ground, that's saying when the height is 0. So we're saying how long will it take for h to be 0. So let's plug in 0 for h. Negative 16t squared, remember that always stays as is. We're not changing that number. We're not messing around with that t. That's staying negative 16t squared. Now you might have watched the video, and with this dropping, when it's not launched, it's dropped, meaning the initial velocity is actually going to be, if we're dropping, it's going to be 0. So if we plug in 0 here, this term is actually canceled out. 0 times t is just 0. We're left with negative 16t squared, and whatever our initial height is. Okay, so we're actually not going to plug a value in for v because it's 0. So we'll keep going. So we have now plus, and what's our initial height? Well, it happens to be 1,296. So that's actually how our equation will look. And once again, we drop it, which is why we're not plugging in for v. Now we'll factor, and we'll solve, and we'll try to find our solutions. So always ask yourself, can I factor out, is there a GCF I could factor out of this problem? And in this case, there is. So we'll factor out that GCF. So if we factor the GCF, we want this first term to be positive. So we're going to actually factor out not a positive 16, but actually a negative 16. So I'm going to pull out a negative 16, and that's going to leave me with t squared. And just be careful, it's going to flip signs minus 81. Okay, so don't forget that's going to flip a sign and become a minus a negative 81. So next, well, it's asking us how long will it take for our phone to hit the ground. So we can actually, there's a couple ways we can approach this. Some people might have taken this expression, t squared minus 81, and they might have set it equal to 0. So minus 81 equals 0. And they might have solved, and they might have gotten t squared, they added 81 equals 81. And then we've seen problems like this before. If you remember, you can actually take the square root of both sides, and you get t equals, and if you remember from kind of way back, there's actually two roots, a positive and a negative. So we have two options, when t equals negative 9 and when t equals positive 9. T standing for seconds, the only logical one that makes sense is a positive 9 seconds. So you could have approached it that way. Some people might have done it differently, and they might have taken this equation, they might have maybe expanded it. So you would have had t, in this case, t plus 9 and t minus 9. So if you kind of broke apart or expanded this binomial right here, you would have ended up with the following. If you remember those special cases, that plus and that minus 9, that's a special case. So you could have expanded it, and then you could have solved it, and you would have ended up with t plus 9 equals 0. So now we're trying to find out the solutions. T minus 9 equals 0. Subtract 9, you get t equals negative 9. Add 9, you get t equals positive 9. Similar, notice we kind of have the same answers. Only one logical solution here, a positive 9. So after 9 seconds, our phone would hit the ground. So kind of two options. This is kind of the way we've been approaching it this week and the past week. But there are two options to solving it. Once again, we end up with those 9 seconds.